All right, so you've got Kilian Jornet, you got Rod Farvard, both basically running gods.
I am some sort of god.
And they used this year at Western States. So let's talk about it. All right, for those of you that don't want to stick around and have to watch videos of me with this thing strapped around my neck, I'll just give you the basics. So East Peak, that's I guess the company that makes this bandana, they're going to charge you $42 for it, which is a lot more than a typical bandana. And they are going to claim that, one, it won't bounce. I found that it does bounce some, but it bounces a lot less than other bandanas. Mostly, I think, because of the fact that you can't fit as much ice in this as you can other typical ice pocket bandanas. But it does have some design features that make it less likely to bounce as well. Two, they say that your ice is going to last longer in this particular ice bandana than others. I agree with them. I think it does last longer. The material that they used insulates it somewhat. Still, I only found it to last about an hour, even packed full, maybe a little over an hour, but I am running in 90+ degree North Carolina heat.
Why is it so hot in here?
Three, they said that you won't feel the sting of the ice as you're wearing it. That's not true. You will still feel the sting, at least I did, but I did feel it less than other bandanas.
Oh, it stings!
Mostly because there's actually 2 layers of material in the back here to protect your skin from the ice, but I still felt the sting of the ice. So that's the short version. I do like it. I do think it's worth $42. It has really helped me out when it came to the heat this summer here in North Carolina. Okay, well, now for the rest of you, I'm going to tell you a secret. I actually made this video once already, and I found that I was just talking too much. And then I thought, well, what would I have wanted to know before I dropped the $42 on this bandana? Like, well, what would I have wanted to see and know? So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the video. The reason that I bought this thing in the first place is I'm training for the Bigfoot 200, which is in another month. And the summer heat here is rough, as well as the whole first day of the Bigfoot 200, you're actually in the blast zone of Mount St. Helen, which means there are no trees. There's basically no cover. And so if it's a hot day, it can be a really tough day. And so I've been thinking of cooling strategies, and ice bandanas came up, and this was one of the ice bandanas that popped up. It just happened that while I was watching Western States 100 footage, I saw that Kilian Jornet and Rod Farvard were using this thing. So why is Rod Farvard and Kilian Jornet using something like this East Peak bandana? Some studies have shown that neck cooling will lower your RPE, or rate of perceived exertion. Some studies have shown that it's gonna, by blood temperature regulation, it's gonna reduce your central nervous system fatigue. Basically the carotid arteries flow through the neck. If ice is pressed up against the neck, then you're gonna be lowering the temperature of that blood as it travels through the body. And some studies showed that neck cooling improved time to exhaustion and total output. But the main reason that I wear it, and the main reason that I think most of you would probably really enjoy it, is it just feels good on a hot day to have some cool ice on the back of your neck. It feels good. And the cool water, as it melts, it goes down your back. It feels great. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't sweat that much, and isn't going to be soaking wet in an hour, then maybe you don't want to wear the ice because it is going to get you wet. But for me, I am drenched within an hour of running here in North Carolina. So my typical strategy has been this summer, I actually start running without the ice. I go for about an hour, I do some type of a route that circles me back to my van, I pop open a cooler, I stuff the ice bandana full of ice, I pop that on, I go for another hour, I'm back at my van, the ice is mostly gone at that point, I stuff it full again, throw it back on, and keep going. And that's just what I do. And it has been nice. Okay, I figured I should show you the difference in size here. So obviously, The traditional ice pocket bandana from the feed is going to be a lot bigger.
Size matters not.
And that's going to factor into how much ice you can actually fit into these things. You could fit a literal bucket of ice into the feeds bandana, but you are not going to fit more than, 5, 6, 7 big handfuls of ice into the East Peak. So as far as the materials go, East Peak says that this thing is 50% polyester, 25% nylon, 20% synthetic rubber, and 5% spandex. It definitely feels like it's high quality material. And it just feels more upscale than your traditional bandana. Whereas the feeds bandana, this is almost all polyester. They put I think 4% spandex and then 96% polyester. It's still comfortable. It's definitely a more thin fabric than what you've got in this material. The top of this is meant to insulate. It's a lot thicker. And the zipper seems very high quality. It seems very secure. It doesn't feel like it's going to break on me. Nothing like that. All the stitching seems to be well done. I haven't had any issues with it other than when I do tie it around my neck, I need to triple knot it. Otherwise, this eventually kind of works itself loose. Whereas with the more traditional one, I really only had to double knot it. I never had it try to come undone on me. And another really nice feature of the East Peak that I don't know why, but they don't seem to talk about it on their website, is that there's this little divider in here. And this divider, I have found, helps keep the ice from getting bunched up in one corner or in another corner. It kind of keeps it separated so that as you're running and things are jostling back and forth, that it actually stays separated and you get more coverage of this nice, cool ice on your back. Now, the underside of this thing is a perforated mesh, and this stuff is supposed to allow the water to drip down your back more evenly, kind of an even distribution. I don't know if that's actually true. As I use it, it feels great. Then you've got these rubber strips on it that are supposed to help prevent the bounce and movement. I do feel like it helps lower the amount of bounce and movement. But when this thing is fully packed, there's gonna be bounce. There's just always gonna be a little bit of bounce, but not as much as when this bad boy is fully packed. It really bounces because you've got so much ice in there. I think it gets louder as there's less ice. Just listen. Definitely is loud. All right, well, I hope that this has been helpful in some way. I personally think that it's worth the $42 to have the ice bandana from East Peak. Now, we have to be real and say you don't have to have something like this. You can buy 12 typical bandanas on Amazon for 20 bucks. You can just use one of those, roll some ice in it, and tie it around your neck, and that will be fine. It won't last as long, but it will work well. I feel spoiled using the East Peak, and when you're out there working really hard, it's nice to feel spoiled. I've actually used this thing during my 4th of July barbecue. The whole time I was outside in the sun, I had this thing on. I use it when I mow the lawn. I'm just a big fan. Now, if you have some other question that I didn't cover, feel free to drop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. If there's a different piece of gear that you really like or that you're curious about, let me know about that too. I'm always interested in checking out new gear, and if it's something that I find interesting and I don't have it, I may go get it and try it out. We learn from each other in ultra running. It's a great community, and so if you have advice or thoughts, feel free to share them, and let's just get better together.
Let's make ourselves better people together.